It's the Straus Project at Concord Music Hall it's the rhythm section of Queensrÿche. It's Parker and Eddie. How's it going, guys?
All good, man. Just in Chicago for the night.
Yeah, you
Freezing
guys are
our butts off.
wrapping up the Condition Human tour for 2016. And before we get into that, I want to talk about you and your chef skills. You were making some food over there?
Yeah, I was making some dinner earlier today, to feed the bands and crew out here that are with us. We've got Armored Saint and Midnight Eternal, and I kind of dabble, on the culinary side of life every once in a while. I really enjoy it. It's like my passion outside of music. So.
Okay, Parker, give me a rating on it. Give me a review.
Out of what?
I don't know, out of 10.
11. Because here's the thing. We're on a tour bus, so you're limited to, your supplies and everything else you can have, So he makes great food on a bus. And it's not just like once in a while. It's like every day, like breakfast burritos in the morning, and at night, it might be Mexican food or pasta or whatever, but it's all just with crock pots and a George Foreman grill, and
nice.
Got all the spices. Everything's done, fresh and by hand, and yeah. So
you don't have to take a turn cooking?
No. And if I did, he'd make me look bad, so yeah.
Reservations, right? Yeah. So camaraderie is a big thing with you guys, and being on the road for as long as you are, you've got to get along. It makes life so much easier. Talk about the dynamic between the five of you. It's got to be a lot of fun to be on the road that long together. You've got to tolerate each other's quirks, so to speak.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's 5 individuals, but there's the common thread there where we enjoy what we do, but it's great to be around these guys. We have a lot of fun.
And then in your off time, do you spend time together, or do you guys all go your separate ways? Or
yeah, we don't see each other for quite some time when we finish up a tour run. So no, I mean, everybody's got their own personal lives, that they deal with, but usually, once we're done with the tour, everybody kind of moves on to their own direction and goes home, spends time with family and all that. So
yeah, I mean, we all basically live with each other on a bus, and it's not just the 5 guys, it's also our crew too, which is kind of like a family. We're with the band and crew on tour more than we're with our own families at home. And so yeah, when we get home, we want to kind of do our own things, have our separate lives, but we all get along, and that's a pretty rare thing to find. And there's been changes within the band and crew over the years, and we're finally kind of all happy and settled, and everything's great. So
yeah, you were part of those changes early when you first joined the band full time, so to speak. I know you were kind of filling in and guesting and doing some studio work, but you had a choice to make at the beginning, whether to go with the band or to try to do your own thing. How did you decide for you what was best?
I always got along really well with Eddie, Michael, and Scott. And then once Todd kind of came into the picture, and we did the Rising West shows, it just felt really good, and really felt like a team. We all wanted the same thing, and we've all it's 4 or 5 years later now, and we're still rocking, still making good music and getting along, and want to play the same songs in the set list and everything else. And so yeah,
Parker's a great fit. I mean, he really complements Michael, as a guitarist, and it's been awesome.
Well, and having to play somebody else's parts, there was some controversy early because some of the other people weren't necessarily playing it note for note, and I feel like the way that you came in and really just tried to master and make it sound like the old stuff was what made people go, oh yeah, this guy can do it.
Yeah, basically I looked at the previous guitar players. They're great too, and everything else, but I basically was just honored to be a part of the band, and so I wanted to have the representation of the original songs, how they were recorded, whether it's guitar tones, the guitar parts, everything else. Even, Michael, Eddie, and Scott started the band, and so even like the guitar solos, I'm like, Michael, tell me what part you want me to play. If you want to play the solo for Jet City Woman, then by all means, it's your band, and I was just honored to be a part of it, and I've just been trying to, represent the band the best I can for its original, kind of core, you know what I mean?
What was your favorite part about 2016?
For me, it's the entire tour. I mean, we get to travel. We're very fortunate to travel and perform in various cities, and to say that, we still have a strong passion for this is, it's just, it's kind of, you never think that you'd be doing this so many years later, but here we are, still making music and enjoying it.
Yeah, I think that's really the key, is the passion that you have for it. You have to want to do it. It's what you wake up and you want to do every day. You teach guitar lessons on the side. I mean, how rewarding is that for you to be able to pass on your passion to somebody else? It's
especially rewarding when, I've had students that I've had for a long time, and especially when younger kids go on to, pursue a profession in music, and you kind of, you're their mentor or whatever. It's like I had teachers I looked up to that helped me, with my music career and everything else. So I just try to, keep the torch.
So you're going to take a break, go home for the holidays, spend some time with your family. How are you spending the rest of 2016?
Basically with friends and family, and then pretty much any time that we're going to be, writing music for our next record, and still trying to figure out when we can get that finished and be in the studio and putting that out and just keep going.
I mean, we do have a couple of shows lined up, January and February, but hopefully by beginning or sometime late spring, we should be in the studio recording the next album.
Do you have any leftovers from Condition Human that might be reworked or included on this new album?
Yeah, we have some compositions that didn't make the last album. We're just going to revisit those and see what happens. We're constantly writing, and we've been writing as we tour and have come up with some ideas. So we'll revisit those songs when the time comes.
Yeah, and writing is such a collaborative process that when you write something, sometimes you're not sure if it's going to work or not. I had read something where you said you were starting to write something, but you weren't sure that it sounded like a Queensrÿche song yet. But it's you, so it's got to sound like Queensrÿche, right?
Well, it's weird. Like, and I was saying before too, it's like it'd be kind of neat to put out like a before and after, just so people could see of songs in their demo stages versus how they end up on the record. Because there's songs like when Eddie writes a song, by the time Michael and I rewrite the guitar parts, or maybe Todd changes some melodies, and Scott does this drum thing, it's going to sound way different than the original demo, and that goes the same for me, same for everybody. And so it's a total collaborative thing. And there's songs where I'm like, oh, this doesn't sound like a Queensrÿche song at all. And then, by the time it's all done, it's on the album and everything else because of everybody's collaborative input.
We all have our own, sort of different styles, but like Parker was saying, I mean, he could, approach us with a song idea, and it might not sound like something that, whether it's a Queensrÿche sound or not, but once everybody puts their own elements in it, it starts to create and shape into a more of a Queensrÿche song,
Well, I, for one, I know that I'm speaking for myself and my crew when I say that we can't wait to see what you guys do, and we're really excited to see what you do next. Any idea on when your next piece of material will be ready?
Well, like I was saying earlier, hopefully go into the studio in spring, and we're really hoping for a sometime in fall. Is when we're hoping to release the next album.
Great, and the Hellfire video is out now, doing really well, and we wish you continued success, and we'll see you in 2017. Thanks again.
All right, thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Thanks everyone for the support with Condition Human and the Condition Human tour. We're coming to the end of the year, and we're already working on the next record, and we can't wait for you guys to hear what we've been working on and up to.
Thanks for all the support. See you soon on tour.